Hello, MS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hill, and let me just share this in Meerkat. All right, and let's start this thing. All right, I'm your host. This here is a show that I host that you participate in, and I read what you say, and you help other people with MS based on your experiences. None of us are doctors, so we take what you hear here and bring it to your doctor. And so I'm sharing this all over the place, and I don't often do that. I rarely do that. So if I'm in your forum or your group and you don't like it, please remove us. But if you do like it and you want to participate in this, again, go to the best way to participate is to go to YouTube and go to YouTube and Google Dulci Hill, subscribe to my channel, and you'll see MS Live. You'll immediately see an email that says that we are live. We are live on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 12. And the chat, I don't often, hi Ken, I don't often see the chat on Facebook, but I always see it on YouTube. And it's really easy. So if I don't answer you or I don't say hi to you when you're on Facebook, it's because I don't see it. So the best way to participate interactively is to go to YouTube and to subscribe to my channel and join the chat. Again, it doesn't go that fast, so those of us with MS hate chats because you have to type. You don't always have to type. I'll say on your computer there is something that you can access. It's disability accessible, accessibility. And what you want to do is turn on voice dictate, so you don't have to type. You can speak your question and it'll post. The only problem is that I think there's gremlins. There's something in the design of it that talks about. Now I think there's something in the design that takes what you mean to say and changes it into something completely different. Give you an example. My mom, I was down in Florida. My mom emailed me that she had food poisoning or texted me. I've had terrible food poisoning for 2 days. And I wrote down, that's terrible. I'm so sad. And what did the voice to text do? It said, that's terrible. I'm so glad. And she texts it right back and she says, you're glad I had food poisoning? I don't know. But I'll let you know, those of us with MS can read what you mean instead of what you say. So you're allowed to say things crazy and we'll try to find the message involved there. So it is great. So this is live in Facebook, a number of places. Let's see, a number of places. Hi, Sarah. How are you? A number of places on Facebook, a number of groups, including my own page. So everybody sees publicly what I'm doing. Everybody. And I've got a lot of followers. Hi, Tim, because I told you if you want to see these, hi Rob, if you want to see these, participate in these videos, follow me. And a lot of people followed me on Facebook to participate to see this. Some people don't have MS, but I'll tell you what. Rob, you're my cheerleader. You're my cheerleader. You always make me feel. You always make me feel pretty, Rob. It's the old girl. But so it's important that you know. Let's see. Huh. It's just important that you know that we all can participate. We all can participate, and we all have something. Just because we've had MS, we deal with the daily struggle of MS. Doesn't mean other people. Thank you, Chris. Hi, Chris. Uh, Smoke and mirrors. Chris said, I'm so pretty. Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. I'm average. I'm average. I'm average. Look at my eyes. I'm tired. I'm tired. But you know what? I laugh at myself. I laugh because how can you not laugh at yourself? You know what the problem with I find people today, uh, and everyone today, including myself, I get in trouble. Everyone gets in trouble when they take themselves too seriously. Uh, think about how you were in school when you were a little kid and somebody would make fun. A name like Dulci, they in elementary school, they said, Dulci. I wore these shoes, and they were, I was, mom bought off-brand shoes, so my brother wore tough skins, and I wore, but uh, you have to laugh at that. So they used to say, "Oh, you're a dog, Dogsy." And instead of Dulcie, oh, I would get so upset. Yeah, instead of laughing, I mean, Dogsy. Does that identify Karen? About time. Does what they call you in affect who you are? Granimals. Granimals weren't even around. Chris, Granimals. Granimals. I think when was Granimals offered? Uh, who knows? Who knows? Hi, Liz. By the way, Liz, Robert. Hi, Robert. Robert's my other uh, uh, fan. Robert. Um, okay. Uh, let's see. Liz had been texting me about a symptom of MS that is I know, but all right. Let me see. A symptom of MS that is, I did not know about. It is constipation and related to MS, and I know of the urgency, kind of like bladder urgency. You have problems with bowels. It's like you've got no warning. You just go to the bathroom. But there's another side of MS that is, I guess, that causes you to be constipated. Really, of course, you know what? I can talk to everybody. Everybody tells you their health problems. You have MS, and it doesn't matter whether you are a visible or an invisible, meaning visibly disabled or challenged, or invisible. You just feel awful. Yeah, urgency. Karen, yeah, urgency. Hi, Aunt Andrea. Okay, Robert, you can relate to the constipation. It's a rare symptom that I didn't know. It's a real symptom. Uh, you know what? Rob said that he feels the difference when he eats a lot of salad. So Rob and Liz have that symptom, and Liz says that it's the constipation is due to nerve damage. So, and that's her experience. So she gave me a lot of information. I was reading so much of it, and I said that we need to talk about that today. So Liz, it's nerve. Yeah, it's nerve damage. So I have the problem that Karen has, and Rob Baker. I'll tell you what the difference with me drinking lots of water and but I'm as regular as a spring chicken. Too much information, right? Too much. Oh, Diana is also talking about constipation. So it's a side effect that she talks about. It's so it is a Liz. Please let's have an interactive. And Liz, if you could jump over to YouTube, I can read because you're actually our expert today on this. You know what? In fact, Karen asked Liz, would going vegetarian help? But remember, Karen, it's what Liz is saying is that it has nothing to do with the flora or fauna or the vegetables or the fiber, the water, anything you're putting in your body. It has everything to do with the nerve damage. The same nerve damage that makes that the sphincter muscles in our bladder and our bowel just open, which is why I have the implant for the bladder thing. So the constant pulse, it's like a what are you heart what is it? A pacemaker. I've got a pacemaker on my bladder. It's constantly sending uh, buzzes up and down my spine, so it interferes with the spasticity in my bladder. It's we people that are a little quick have bladder spasticity, have bowel spasticity. Uh, I'm interested in what you said, Liz, when it comes to the nerve damage. I asked Liz if she'd been to a proctologist and what he had to say. And she had been to more doctors uh, uh, than than anything. And you know what? That's related to there is a sexual dysfunction that happens to women where it's really painful, and it's similar. It reminds me of that. I read about that. And Liz says uh, her the sphincter muscles in her bowels close up. They spasm close. So it is. And Liz, tell us how you battle that. Hello, Jane. You're watering outside. Jumped. All right. You know, and yeah, the would I discover that when I don't drink enough water, stool softeners help. But remember, I'm on painkillers every other day, and such a light dose, I don't even need to take anything. I don't get constipated on painkillers because I take such a light dose. Light dose, by the way, I've got a pain appointment with the pain clinic at 1:30. I had a fight with them because a couple weeks ago after MS Live, I logged on and to do a virtual appointment. She says, "Oh, you're late. You were scheduled to be here at 12 o'clock." And I was there at 12:05, and she says, "You're supposed to be here early." So now they want to charge me a regular appointment $30, a missed appointment $75. So I'm going to war because I saved. She argued with me for 10 minutes instead of just having renewing my medications. It's stupid, stupid. Well, it just doesn't make. We are living in the twilight zone. We are living in the twilight zone. Everything. All right. Robert says Codamol and codeine don't help. That's true. Code as far as pain. You're talking, Robert. You're talking about pain, right? You're talking, and very, the pain that is common in MS is rarely treated with narcotics. Narcotics rarely work for paresthesia, for Lormizine, for Babinski syndrome, for the pins and needles you feel. It just doesn't work. And Diana talks, you know what, Liz? You know what, Liz? Diana is talking about something you were telling me about with your the symptom. Diana says it's pelvic floor dysfunction, and Liz, you had been through physical therapy with the pelvic floor, physical therapy, because of a constipation due to MS. And Liz says, I've been to doctors about it for years, and you're right, orgasms started hurting. They're not supposed to hurt. So some people have orgasms that hurt, the women, but it's the sphincter muscles, the muscles that tighten things down there. Some women get married and they don't want to have intercourse because it hurts too bad. And it's a similar situation. All right, you funny guy, Robert. You funny guy. Robert's making a joke. All right, here we go. So Liz says, University of California, San Francisco Center, the pelvic physiology department patients are almost all women. Of course, most of us have MS. So it is a real situation. It's a real, I'll tell you what, Diana, Liz, you know what? And I know if we're talking about this today, it's a real, it's a real problem. And what's terrible about it is that those people who have it don't often see it. Because it's such a rare sign. Everybody's walking around talking about optic neuritis. Everybody gets optic neuritis or pins and needles, which, by the way, I'm experiencing. I haven't experienced pins and needles in a long time. Normally in the winter, I experience that, but my legs have been hurting so bad. By the way, think about the spasticity. And I just read that spasticity is more prevalent in the winter and cold when you're cold, which is true. I was going for the backlift and pump this past winter, and I have an appointment next Tuesday afternoon about the backlift and pump because in the winter, I get like spastic. Spastic, to those who don't know what it is that we get so rigid. Opposite muscles fire at the same time. So it's like your quadricep and your hamstring at the same time, and it makes your leg jut out. Same. Okay, so Liz is saying uh, mammogram and defectometry, the unpleasant test, but are informative. Part of the test, let's see, it figures out the test is able to diagnose whether it's the nerves that are causing the problems. Let's see. Now, let me see. Uh, all right, Chris says used to hurt her, but Ronnie bought lubricant and it doesn't hurt anymore. Lubricant is different than having, all of a sudden that the muscles down there close off. It just close off. And so now you got a trap door close off. Uh, um, yeah, that's different. Lubricant is an easy solution, right? So if you are in pain because you don't have enough lube, everyone as they age will end up getting, a thing of lube and anyway, lube is good. KMY, what do they call it? Astroglide. There's just tons of lube. But get lube. Lube is all right. But what Liz is talking about is the bowel that shuts off, that just like a trap door. Good morning. And it's the same thing with your vagina. It can shut just, it's like, what is it like? It's like they're soldiers are storming a castle and they pull up the door gates. You can storm all you want, but you ain't getting in, right? Susan, let's see. All right, Tim, I know you retracted a message, so I know we're treading carefully on a topic that everybody just can't help themselves. And I'm a bad girl without Christ in my life, so I love inappropriate. I love treading the edge of saying something that is close to being inappropriate. Close, but not, Double entendres are my favorite. And I think they're witty. All right, so closing up, Liz is likened the way to describe the feeling of bowels closing up. Shop the colon is not working; it's closed off. Tell me something. Hi, Mace. Tell me something, Liz. Do they ever give colonoscopies? No. But colostomies. Do they give colostomies? Do they ever just give up on the bowel evacuation? And so Nikki's here too. Hi, Nikki. Hi. So do they ever just give up and put a bag so that you can drain and not have the stress of that? What do they do? Because again, I don't have that symptom of constipation. I just don't, unless of course I don't eat greens and drink water and stuff like that. But if I have constipation, it's my fault, directly my fault. But there's something with MS. It's a rare symptom. I don't know how rare it is. If say let's just say crazy number, 100% of us will have some sort of bowel dysfunction at some point of having MS. If that's true, and 80% will be a little quick, like bladder. Will have the urgency. Can't leave the house until you void, right? And there's tricks. There's tricks to do that. Is you sit on the toilet, and if you have a little stool, you raise up your feet, right? So you're sitting like this. Raise up your feet. It reduces the distance between your colon and your all right, and Uranus. There, I said it. Not Uranus, the planet. Uranus. All right, there. All right, I had to say that. Anyway, so you do that, and you sit there. So raising your knees will help you. If you all of a sudden you run and you get on the toilet and you're not going, raise up your knees. Let me see here. So, but the other symptom, the bowel symptom, is when it shuts down. Susan, raise your knees, get a little stool, and raise your feet to the same level as your bum. All right, Gina, you're with us. All right, she says urethra can have a locked door and you can't pick. You know what? That's also, it's consistent, isn't it? Isn't it consistent? Because some people have to catheterize themselves, right? Those people who have to catheterize themselves, think about it. It's the urethra is, thank you, Gina, slammed shut. You can't go. So you have to put a catheter up there, a little stick, to drain the urine in your bladder. It's the same thing with the bowels. Uh, Thank you. You know what? You got to manually open. Is there the other thing I got to ask you is Heidi, is there a manual thing you can do? Well, let me see here. And Liz is saying yes, yes. I am afraid of that. Oh, she is afraid of having the, what is it called? All right, the bag. I was just talking. I had an MS moment. I forgot what it was called. Not a colonostomy. All right, but what they do is they give you suppositories and an enema to inquire. So she does. Liz says she does 2 suppositories and enema, uh, and restart to suppository yesterday because I was miserable. But tell me, breathing. So the pelvic floor exercises help. All right, and Liz recommends there's videos on YouTube. The pelvic constipation. Google constipation. You know what? Google constipation and MS. You know that. Remember, I talk a lot about patterns. How do we have MS patterns? Because when you start looking at the patterns, how the spasticity. Remember, we had the guy that came on and he was like a guest, and the symptom of the day was how spasticity can lead to a heart defect uh, caused by MS. It's rare. It's rare, but it is it unheard of? No. And why is that? Because it's so similar. And you talked about Liz talked about that, and Jean about the bowels having spasticity, being closed, and Gina did the parallel. Thank you, Gina. Did the parallel through the bladder if you, why would you think you got to use a catheter for your bladder? Yeah, thank you, mate. You came up with the word. I was having a rough time. Okay, the colonoscopy bag. Connie, I Connie. All right, so yeah, it has nothing to do with constipation. And Gina is saying that these are. Thank you, Gina, for putting the words back in the words into what we're talking about today. She says it has nothing this constipation because of MS that it has nothing to do with constipation. Has nothing. It has everything to do with the back door shutting. Uh, and I think that's a beautiful way of saying it. It has nothing. All right, Sarah, you colonostomy. That is the same thing that May said. Thank you guys for having my back. Uh, it's true. That's a terrible thing. And Liz talked about pelvic floor exercises. They treat it with suppositories. They, and suppositories, enemas, that kind of thing. I guess if you get it thinner, the stuff you got to evacuate or evacuate, you get it thinner, it can go through more of a tight muscle. I don't know. I know this is a sticky subject we're talking today. People without MS probably don't want to. Uh, I understand if you don't want to participate, but when you have MS and you participate in this MS Live, there's no topic off, and you're suffering, there's no topic off of our forum. And I will let you know, how long have I been doing this? I do this every Tuesday and Thursday for a year and a half now. And I think that we cover so much, and then all of a sudden I get a text message, I get an email, I get something that talks about a symptom that I haven't heard of. It's like, but it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Dennis, you're here. Combo sounds right up your alley. Yeah, Dennis likes this. Liz, thank you for bringing this to me because it is so real. People are posting all over the place that this is something that affects them. Uh, you know what? And it can affect men as well. I just don't know. I don't know why. I'm going to see if this other cord works better. All right, so stand by. Okay, for some reason it doesn't like. I'm about to lose YouTube, and I don't want to use YouTube because our expert is on YouTube. Okay, it's a close-up shot. You have to laugh.